I'm going to talk about some of the changes that have been announced for 7.2 in respects to our restoration druids. Well, one thing we all know is that more artifact traits are coming. So after you have your, 54 points spent, I'm not quite at 20 out of 20 on the, I guess, infinite trait right now. I'm close, about 2 or 3 points away, so I'll be there shortly, and this is what's coming in 7.2. There's only really 4 new traits, but they're adding an extra rank to all the existing minor traits, so the ones that have 3 out of 3, and they're adding this little chunk. So currently, if you know, it takes you about 65.2 million artifact power to max out your weapon. And as soon as we hit 7.2, the first trait is going to be about 5 million. And from there on out, to maximize it or unlock their 7.2 infinite trait, you're going to need another about 40 million artifact power, which is more than half of what we already have. And here's the infinite trait that has 50 ranks now instead of 20, so it's going to be a huge time sink. So this has a chance to trigger a buff that will buff your primary stat for 10 seconds. And it's quite a lot, 2,000. And as you put ranks into it, the number goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And eventually you're, getting quite a nice, almost, constant buff of 11.8 thousand to intellect in our case. So that's going to be very strong, but the amount of artifact power you see is going to be 405 million. Quite a lot. So I guess to help us with this, Blizzard has announced and increased the amount of artifact power you will get by increasing the artifact knowledge level research all the way to 40. And as you can see, right from 25 to 26, you see a doubling of how much artifact power you will get, and it goes from then on. So I still don't know what the exact cost will be per rank or time invested, but it will cut down on the ludicrous amount of artifact power we're going to need. The other thing I quickly wanted to discuss is the tier 20 set bonuses. Right now Blizzard has said that these are mostly up for comment, and there is still time for them to change. This is not, gospel, but here's the Druid tier 20 2 and 4 piece set bonus. Currently the 2-piece set has a mechanic that will reduce its cooldown depending on the current health of the target. So if you use your Swift Mend on a very low health target, Swift Mend's cooldown will be almost reset. You will probably not have to incur the full 30-second cooldown, or probably, half. Well, I said near half, 40%. The 4 pieces is interesting, and it kind of goes in line with their choice for the new artifact traits. So Swift Mend increases your Fluorescence, or mushroom floor effect healing by 400% for 8 seconds. So 400% is quite a lot. 8 seconds maybe not a huge amount, but this is almost reminiscent of mushroom blooming in Pandaria. I was a big fan. It was a nice chunk of solid healing. Everyone stacks for the incoming hit. Boom, we heal them through. Based on this here, they're already going to passively increase efflorescence healing, and we already have quite a few abilities and artifact traits that affect efflorescence. I think this has probably been the plan all along, to have efflorescence be one of the main performers for us. I find it has not been. I personally find it really depends on how much people stay in your efflorescence healing. It would be nice if it was more constant for my raid group, but that's something we can work on. I guess the other thing that's in some ways interesting is this thing that the developers have said about relics. 7.2 relics looks like after you continue some more steps of your order hall in 7.2, there are going to be second tier relic research, or research to unlock second tier relics for your weapons. And it looks like all relics will have 2 traits. This is actually, I guess, pretty huge, because currently for us it's pretty hard to get relics that perform well. I mean, item level increases are great, but the traits themselves are... Nighthold has, I don't know, in my opinion, some pretty weak traits. Trials of Valor had terrible traits, so you were really hoping to get lucky on a world quest to get your best trait at a decent level. Now, with 2 traits per relic, it is going to be much more likely for you to get the traits you want, or at least one of the traits you want. And they said that there will never be an instance where the same trait appears twice, thus, you know, cancelling out that theoretical bias. So again, yes, very exciting. I will finally have some decent relics, or much more chances at decent relics. And I guess another interesting thing they said is the fix for restoration Druid shoulders is possibly also on the radar. So there's been quite a lot of good news for Druids. I personally am not sure about the tier bonuses yet, but they're not set in stone. So if you feel very strongly, I think you can, still affect this and let Blizzard know. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.